Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of James Maurice Carter. Carter was shot and killed on Wednesday, September 4th, 2019 in the 8700 block of South Harvard Boulevard in the Gramercy Park neighborhood of South LA, according to LA County coroner records. Datrion Thomas Browder was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. On September 4th, 2019, at about 1:10 p.m., Mr. Phillips began backing his gray car out of the driveway outside his house on South Harvard Boulevard. Victim James Carter, a passenger in the car, knocked Phillips' cigarette out of his hand. Phillips stopped his car near the curb and bent down to pick up his cigarette. Phillips heard several gunshots as glass began breaking all over the car. Phillips noticed that the victim had been shot and appeared to be unconscious. He drove to a friend's house and put the victim into her car. She drove the victim to a hospital where he died from the gunshot wound. Phillips returned to his home and spoke with police. He told them he saw a four-door burgundy vehicle with tinted windows, which looked like a Mitsubishi or a Mazda. It was the only car on the street. Phillips believed there were two people inside and that the shots came from the passenger side of the vehicle. He didn't hear anything before the shooting began, and nobody in the burgundy vehicle said anything to him. Much of the police investigation focused on video surveillance footage. Police recovered footage from about 20 locations. At trial, Detective John Flores testified that surveillance footage from September 4th, 2019 showed defendant Browder and Levon Tippett driving a 2003 Burgundy Toyota, which was registered to defendant Browder. Video surveillance footage from a house on LaSalle Avenue captured a partially obscured view of the events on Harvard Boulevard. The footage showed Phillips walking from his front door to his driveway. It then showed Phillips' gray car backing out of the driveway and stopping along the curb. At about 1:13 p.m., defendant Browder's Burgundy Toyota appeared next to Phillips' car, paused for 2 or 3 seconds, then turned right onto 89th Street. Phillips' car immediately went south on Harvard Boulevard. At trial, Inglewood Police Department Detective Samuel Bailey testified as an expert on gangs, primarily in Inglewood. One such gang is the Inglewood Family Bloods, which has a number of cliques including the 80th Street clique. Detective Bailey opined that defendant Browder and Tippett were members of the Inglewood Family Bloods, and that defendant Browder belonged to the 80th Street clique. According to Detective Bailey, the Inglewood Family Bloods are enemies and rivals of the neighborhood Crips, including the Rolling 90s neighborhood Crips. The Rolling 90s claim as their territory the intersection of 91st Street and Hobart Boulevard, which is 1 block from Harvard Boulevard. Following the trial, Datrion Browder was convicted of murder, attempted murder, shooting from a motor vehicle, and shooting at an occupied motor vehicle. The jury also found true the gun and gang allegations. The court sentenced Browder to life without the possibility of parole, plus 40 years to life. James Maurice Carter was 31 years old at the time of death.